What is happening, and welcome to another Photography Talk episode. And friends, I know what you're thinking. You're looking at this mess like, Alex, what the hell is going on with your desk? But I promise you everything will kind of come together here in a moment. It will make a lot more sense. But today I'm going to be discussing another one of those videos I've wanted to do for a little while. Running Photography Talk over, the last 14 years. As you may be aware, this time of the year we're publishing a lot of our holiday gift guides. And within those gift guides are a lot of amazing products and so forth that you can pick up or recommend for a friend or loved one, or heck, even yourself. But that has led into a common question that we see repeatedly every single year. And that is asking, okay, well, what can I do with my photos? And this leads me into a childhood experience that has always stuck with me and has kind of laid a little bit of the foundation of how I think sometimes. I was 10 or 11 years old. I can't recall. I was living in upstate New York. My grandparents, as I think I mentioned a video a little while back, my grandparents were some of the most influential people in my life. My grandfather, he was a test pilot in the Navy during the Second War. He inspired me to become a commercial airline pilot, or I actually went to school as a commercial airline pilot, and why I got involved in the military when I was 17. My grandmother was a hotshot attorney back in the day who then shifted gears to a more simpler country life. But regardless, she was not one to be trifled with, and but 11 or 12. And at that time, now we grew up in a kind of a poor environment, didn't have a lot of money, and it was time to where my parents dropped me off at Kmart. And where I grew up, Kmart, that was the place you wanted to be. And I went in there. I remember trying to find a great holiday gift for my grandparents. And the problem was I didn't have a lot of money. What little money I had was from mowing lawns that previous summer, and up until that point, shoveling some driveways around where I lived. But I couldn't find anything that I thought that they would like, and that was really me. And I went home, and during that time frame, when I was a kid in early teens, I was really good at art. I really loved drawing, and I actually have some artwork in the Albany Museum. But I decided to draw a card with them, and with a photo of myself, them, and I think there was like a snowy scene in the background. And I remember when Christmas came, after my grandparents opened up the card and saw that heartfelt card that I had made for them there, I felt the need to share with them, apologize that I didn't get them a really cool and exciting gift. I forgot how I phrased it. And my grandmother said something to me that just has always stuck with me. She stated that material objects are really irrelevant. What makes a gift is the one that comes from the heart, the one that comes from you inside. And as a kid, it was years before I really, truly understood, the wisdom that she had passed on and so forth. But that led into when I founded Photography Talk, and especially when I started seeing questions relating to photographers wanting to be able to get out there with more personalized gifts relating to their photos. And it started to click in terms of others had their compass pointed in the same direction. Photos are much more meaningful treasures that as photographers, that's our biggest asset. And so after years of hearing, okay, what other options are out there? Because most people think, when it comes to, as photographers, what gifts that we can give. We can give a canvas print, we can give a metal print, we can give an acrylic print, which some of these are in this list that you're going to be seeing here today. But there are so much more. And so all of the gifts here, and let me share with you how the genesis of this, like, hey, cool, this is the year that we can finally do this. Earlier this year, you may recall, we reviewed a company called canvasprints.com, and they sent the sample out to me that I was able to review, and I was actually blown away. But it wasn't until a couple weeks later that I dove on their site and just kind of snooped around a little bit more, and I started noticing this company had a lot more than just simply canvas prints that they had. And after speaking with my editorial team, we started kind of framing up this potential feature that we could do here, but we wanted it to be under $50. The 12 different gift ideas that you can create utilizing your photos, your meaningful photos, to pass on to a loved one or a family, a friend, or heck, even yourself. and so we started going through their various products that they had, and it turns out they have a lot of stuff that are very budget friendly. So everything that you're going to be seeing here, you can pick up for under $50. So that's what we're going to be talking about here today. We're going to go over 12 gift ideas that you can pick up for under $50. Now, some of them, you'll see they start at $50, and they, obviously depending upon the size that you get, go up from there. But all of these start at under $50. So we're going to cover 12 of these gift ideas. Now, one thing to keep in mind as we're going through this, I'm going to put links down below so you can have direct access to each of these landing pages. So if you want to order any of these things and prep for the holiday season coming up, well, it's going to make it super easy for you. But first, friends, look, before we go diving into all of this goodness here, look, we put these videos together to help you as we come into the holiday seasons, be inspired. Find gifts that come from the heart and that are much more meaningful to give than material objects that you may buy in a store, this or that. These things, when it has your photography on these items right here, these are priceless. These don't expire. People don't get tired of something like this. Now, of course, if we are helpful with inspiring you during the ho 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 holiday season with some awesome gifts for either your friend, yourself, or family, then by all means, if you could help us out by hitting that like button down below, it really does help with the whole YouTube algorithm, and we sure do appreciate it. That said, friend, pull up a seat in. Let's go. All right, so the first gift that we're going to break down is the Captain Obvious moment. I already held it up, so we might as well talk about canvas prints. When you think about a canvas print, a canvas has a very classic look, textured finish that gives it a sense of depth and dimension to a photo. Now, these guys are printing using American source materials. Now, the sizes, you can get these things from 8x10 all the way up to a monstrous 60x60. Traditional, I just realized I was flopping this all over the place. Now, traditional canvas, you have framed canvas, you have collages, wall displays, all sorts of really different creative approaches that you can take with a canvas. Now, a canvas, as I shared a moment ago, this is, again, compared to some of the items I'm going to be discussing here, this is going to start at 50, and then obviously, depending upon the size that you get, the price is going to climb up from there. But I just absolutely, if you've ever been in my house, you're going to see canvas prints all over the place. For me, I love canvas prints. Now, as many of you know, we're just finishing up our canvas print shootout for 2022. And these guys, we came across these guys a little bit late in this season, so it wouldn't have been fair to toss them into it. But hands down, these guys are going to be in the 2023 canvas print shootout. But one thing I will share with you in terms of what to expect with the canvas prints for these companies, their frame is phenomenal. They have center bracing. It's smooth. The edges are all mitered. We went through this in the previous review, and what I'll do is I'll put a link to that as well. But just kind of a snapshot overview. They have phenomenal hanging material that was provided. The canvas was super tight and super sharp. I love the colors. There's absolutely no banding in the sky, and all the corners were wrapped fantastically. So again, going back to, and not to mention the staple frequency was absolutely fantastic as well. Going back to what I was saying a moment ago, this was what kind of opened my eyes with this company that led me into all this other stuff that you came here. I was really surprised with the quality of print that these guys came up with, so figured it seemed appropriate to open up with canvas prints. Next on this holiday list are metal prints. And again, like canvas prints, these are going to start at just under $50, and they're going to go up depending upon the size that you get. But things that I like about metal prints. So again, going back to what I mentioned with canvas prints. In my home, actually I have a lot of metal prints, acrylic prints, and also canvas prints. But something I like about metal prints is they have this really kind of sleek, modern look to them that really becomes an eye-catching piece in any room. Now these guys are making these prints starting from 8x10, just like the canvas, and these go to 24 by 36. Now they're also available in landscape or in portrait mode orientation. And one of the things that obviously, if you've not kind of jumped into metal prints or acrylic prints before, metal prints, I mean, compared to a canvas print, you obviously have a much glossy finish. And the photo is basically infused into the aluminum sheet. And this comes with floating hanging hardware on the back. So again, kind of plops into place really nice, and it looks quite exquisite. Again, this we're talking about, I'm actually starting off with kind of the more traditional items that photographers would pass on as gifts. Canvas print is timeless. Metal is kind of a modern, kind of very creative. It's a swanky kind of look, in my opinion. I love metal prints. Okay, next on this list is photo tiles, and I'm going to grab my trusty tape measure for this one right here. Now, you guys are going to notice the samples we're reusing photos. You'll see a lot of the same photos in these samples here, so just kind of think out of the box a little bit. But what we're going to look at right here is photo tiles. And what I like about photo tiles, absolutely love this shot right here. Caleb, this was during the Hawaii trip, and he was acting like his interpretation of a monkey, and it just cracks me up here. But what I like about photo tiles is that you can have multiple images printed, and then you can have the freedom to arrange them on the wall in any sort of pattern. So these things have double-sided tape that you just put it on the back here, and then of course you're going to arrange. That's not going to work well. Okay, so you're going to arrange these things. However, I'm going to attempt to hold 4 of these at once. Okay, so obviously you can put them on the wall. Okay. Woo! It almost worked. But anyways, you can get the idea of this. You can lay these out onto the wall however you wish. And there's another image that just absolutely cracks me up. This was North Rim Grand Canyon expedition that we did. And this is what I'm talking about. Memories, photos like this, man, there's so much more meaning. There's so much more heart. There's so much more joy. Or in this case, there's laugh that comes out of this. My son being silly as he was waking up that morning. But this is what I was talking about earlier. When you have stuff like this, and a gift like these photo tiles right here, this can be, for example, trips you're coming back, or this could be a good example. As you go on a family trip, you pick up a new one of these things, or a few of them, and add it to that family collage. Or it could be a gift that you're giving grandma of little Junior, as he's progressing through life, hitting his first baseball, or going to his first dance, or driving a car, or whatever it might be. These things right here really have a modern feel to them, and these are fixed to the wall, as I mentioned a moment ago, with the double-sided tape, and these are really easy to move as well if you decide that you want to rearrange them or you want to swap out the photos with something else. But these things I really like because, again, kind of like the metal prints, you have this very glossy finish, and it looks very modern and quite artistic. So that is the next. I could have sworn. Oh, as I was talking, hitting a baseball for the first time, or the start of school. So again, going back to these, make a phenomenal gift idea. All right, the next here is a mouse pad, and giving a mouse pad to, for example, a loved one, a friend, while they're at harder work is quite the functional tool. Now, when most of us are a 9-to-5 grind and so forth, you're sitting there, obviously, we all know what a mouse pad is. So you're always looking at this and you're always reminded of whatever memory is printed on. And one of the things I really like, now these are a standard, I think they're standard sizes, 8-inch. And as I understand, I think they have a larger mouse pad as well. 8-inch by 9.25. So it's the perfect size mouse pad. Now this is obviously one of my more recent Norway trips. But these things are absolutely phenomenal. And so anyways, you have a rubber anti-grip bottom on the bottom of this, and you have this fabric top surface, and these are fade resistant printing process that ensures the vibrancy is going to last for years to come. And speaking of which, here's an actual great example of, I actually picked up 5 of these here. So you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trucks here. This was from the most recent trip that we took up to Wenatchee Meadows. It was one of the most amazing expedition trips that I've had with some friends that also own turtleback trailers as well. And so these, I got 5 of these here to basically send out to everybody that was part of that group. And I think this makes a fantastic holiday gift, don't you think? All right, friends, and the next gift idea on the list here, if I can pick these up here. I probably should have put it in a bag, but anyways, you're gonna have to trust me on this. There is a puzzle here. This is a fun gift idea that anybody on your list would absolutely enjoy. So they get a beautiful photo and they get the fun of putting this thing together as well. And it's funny because, as many of you know through some of my previous videos on this channel, my son comes in here and he'll tool around with various things that I have in my studio. And so he must have put this puzzle together probably at least a good 4 or 5 times. And, you know, Daddy, that's where you went to Norway. Yes, that's, you know, absolutely correct. But it is a 30-piece puzzle. It's printed on high gloss coated cardboard. And when you're done with the puzzle, it is approximately about 7 by 10 inches in size. This is absolutely, the fun part about it is it feels, I'm trying to find a piece that is, okay, well, you're going to have to believe me on this. I was hoping I could find a quick piece here where you can see it put together. But the pieces feel really good together. And I've actually put it together myself here as well. It is a lot of fun. And again, we're talking about unique gift ideas that really stand out. And it's, you know, zigging when other gifts are zagging. And this, by hands down, is one of the coolest gifts on this list. Now, the next holiday gift idea is magnets. And magnets are, this is a very unique, great gift idea that provides not only artistic appeal to your fridge, but also utility. I mean, think about this here. How many plumber or emergency 911 magnets do you receive in the mail? Why do they do that? Because we are always we're always at our fridge, and these things, just rather than having Bob's Plumbing Service in front of you on your fridge, I absolutely love the magnet idea. Matter of fact, when I go traveling, it's one of those things that I constantly collect, and that is a magnet from that particular location that I've been to. Now, these are, oops, let me hold this up here in front of me. So each of these are 2.25 inches by 2.5 inches. Now these are printed on that same high quality hardboard that we spoke about a moment ago. And if you notice here, the vivid colors really do pop out. Now you can order one magnet or you can order as many as you want. And it kind of similar like the photo towels that I mentioned a moment ago, and a lot of these other items on this list here, these are great for not only gift ideas, but as, again, you come back from a trip, or your son, daughter hits their first home run and goes running the first day at school. These make great gifts to kind of keep passing on or adding to, if that makes sense. So again, I'm going to put a link down below to magnets. Okay, this is finally beginning to look a little bit more organized here, but we're down to, we can't have a Christmas gift idea without having ornaments. Now, ornaments, of course, are really quite meaningful way to remember cherished memories during the holidays. And it's funny because all these shots here are not holiday related, but you can imagine having, for example, Caleb, every year, a good idea with these here, if I put a little bit more thought into the sample photos I sent these guys, I would have sent them photos of each year Caleb meeting up with Santa and so forth, or the holidays, or even the family photo, sending that out to, how many Christmas cards do you send out to family and friends with your family photo on it? Well, the ornaments could be a nice thing that you put inside there as well, and it comes with this nice little ribbon. And these round ornaments, of course, have quite a classic appeal to them. So again, ornaments, I can't have a list like this and not include them. So again, I will put a link down below if you want to pick up some ornaments. Okay, now the next one I have been using ooh, that was a close one. Almost dropped that. So of course, give the gift of starting the day off right with a custom photo mug. Now these are, and it's funny because I've been using both of these mugs almost religiously since these came in. This shot right here, hands down, is my favorite shot of Caleb. He was wearing my swimming goggles, had this bib that was half falling off, and so he was a hot little mess. I think he was, boy, a year and a half old. I absolutely love this shot. I have a canvas print out there, and you're gonna find something else here as well that we'll get into in a moment. But at any rate, these are 11-ounce ceramic mugs. Now they have a great handle. That's a C-shaped handle. You have a glossy exterior. Now these are microwave and dishwasher safe. But honestly, stuff like this, I really hand wash these most of the time anyways. But again, going back to, if you look at the continuity, the things that connect all these gifts together is putting the photos on, these goofy photos, and they just, and like for a coffee mug, that just brings a smile. That's starting off the day when I get to look at my son being goofy, or another goofy one, man. That's a gift that keeps on giving every day. Next on the list, we have coasters. Now, coasters are a great way to display small photos while also providing protection for delicate surfaces. Now, these come in packages of 4. Now, you have the round sandstone coasters. Now, these are 3.86 inches by 3.86 inches. And then you also have square sandstone coasters, and these are about 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. Now, these are made using sublimation imprinting. These I absolutely love. And what makes coasters really stand out is, I grew up always, when you put a drink on a coffee table or a wood surface, you always put a coaster down. And when you have these, I mean, these look really, let me find, okay, so these look really beautiful, and they have that cork backing on them, so when they go down, it has that kind of soft sound to it. Me personally, I like the square ones versus the circle. But it's funny because I was showing these to one of our editors, and they're more on the circle side, but you have choices. So you can either go square or you can go circle. Either way, these make a great gift that when during the holidays, everybody's sitting around and either opening up gifts with their coffee mugs, or they're sipping drinks later in the evening. These are another great idea where as a creative artist, putting a heartfelt, meaningful gift in front of somebody for the holidays, well, this is another gift that is going to be, it has a lot of utility to it, and it's going to be something that is going to be constantly used, and those memories are going to be reminded every single time. It's kind of similar. In previous videos, I talk about the power of printing out your photos. When photos are just sitting inside your computer, they're easily to forget. When you print a photo out, and this is just another medium of printing your photo out, you're constantly reminded about that time, that experience, that person. So again, going back to a lot of the meaning, a lot of the heart between these sort of gifts right here, It's pretty heavy. Next, probably one of the more unique gifts on here, and what I'm talking about here is a glass cutting board. I mean, this is very unique and an eye-catching gift that adds a punch of character to the kitchen. So when I first saw these on that list, I'm like, okay, cool. But when they came in, I'm like, wow, you know, these things are tempered glass surface. They're 11 inches by 7.8 inches in size. And you're going to want to hand wash these only. But they have these little rubber nubby things on the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. But here's the thing with this here. I see this when it came through. I'm like, this kind of double purposes as kind of kitchen art that you can lean up against the wall in the back. I mean, with that texture that the glass has there, I actually really like the look of this. This would not be something that I would put down below. I would probably have this on display. But again, we're talking about very unique. I don't think I would put, you know, in this photo there as you're trying to take a cleaver and cut a piece of cheese. You wouldn't be using a cleaver for cheese, but anyways, you get the point. So I think something like this, at least my 2 cents, if it's going to be used with the intent of cutting stuff on, probably stick with the landscape shots or nature or something like that versus people. But anyways, it is a creative and it looks absolutely beautiful. Again, I'm going to put a link down below. Okay, next on the list, holy smokes, we are actually making, yeah, this is almost it. Next on the list is a t-shirt. Now, to celebrate a special occasion or a special someone with a photo t-shirt. Of course, I absolutely love this shot. As I mentioned earlier, this hands down is my favorite photo of my son. Now, you get 100% cotton with this here. You get a range of colors. So this is a white one, and I think they have other colors as well. I may be mistaken, and here is, so this is my son giving my wife a box of chocolates for Valentine's Day. So again, you get the sense of where I'm leaning with this here. These are just as heartfelt, meaningful, and are just fun gifts. Whether you wear it out or you wear it at home or you wear it as a PJ. Okay, closing things off happens to be one of my favorite gifts. Now, I'm not, I'm usually hot most of the time, so I don't, unless I'm sick, I don't use a blanket. But this is probably one of the most creative gift ideas here that transcends far beyond a lot of what you would expect. So they have, when I saw this, I'm like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. So they have these fleece blankets. Now, a photo blanket, okay, a photo blanket, this is a great vehicle for displaying a large photo while also giving a gift of warmth. And as we come into the holiday season is colder time of the year. Where is it? Oh yeah, here we go. If I'm showing this, I gotta show. Bam, here we go again. It doesn't get old. If you're a parent, you know exactly where. I could be looking at the same photo 20 times in a row. And because it is such an emotionally charged photo, funny or serious, in this case, it's funny. It doesn't get old. And that's the power of a good photo. And actually, for landscape photographers out there, so this is, now mind you guys, oops, helps if I hold this up correctly here. This is that Norway shot, and I was actually pretty surprised with the level of detail because you have to keep in mind this is fleece, this is a blanket, and so it looks pretty darn good. Now they come in various sizes with this, from 30 by 40 going all the way up to 80 by 60. And speaking of gifts kind of transcending beyond a certain what you think or what you would we're talking about holidays here, if I can get my thoughts straight. These blankets, because of the size, and while my son is 7, it wasn't that long ago, a blanket of this size, like when he was born, he had all sorts of blankets. Oh, it's funny. I'm noticing my face recognition is picking up on his face, not mine. That's funny. So when my son was just a baby, blankets this size were perfect for him. And so, thinking about that, not only is this a great great gift for an adult, but this is where something like this like I can tell you, my wife will be getting, she doesn't watch these videos, so I'm good to go with sharing with you. She's going to be getting a larger blanket with, of course, Caleb on it. Because Caleb, then when Caleb and I go off on our little adventures and we're gone for days, Caleb will be right there with her, keeping her warm. But baby showers or small little kids and so forth, infants, babies, and so I absolutely love these. Actually, both my mother and my wife will be getting one of these. But anyways, these blankets make a great gift. And boom, just like that, what was once quite a bit of stuff on my desk is now gone. Now let's shift gears and talk about our current giveaway. Friends, we have 3 great prizes up for the grab this month. We have a Hold Fast Photographer bag, we have a Hold Fast leather camera strap, and of course, the $100 Amazon gift card. As always, entering the giveaway is really simple. Step 1, like this video and subscribe to our channel. Step 2, well, leave a comment below. In fact, the more of our videos that you watch and leave a comment on, the more chances that you have to win. So heck, it's watching some of our other videos and leave some comments. Step 3, register on Photography Talk and introduce yourself in the forum. Now, if you happen to already register on the site during one of the last giveaways, you're still eligible to win. But friend, as I keep saying over and over again, swing and by, say hello. We would love to see you. And that is it. For complete details on the giveaway, including how to register on Photography Talk or how to say hello in the forum, check out the description below. Good luck. And one last thing before I go jumping out of here. If you enjoy this sort of content, be sure to head over to Photography Talk, sign up for an account. It's free to do so, and it gives you access to literally thousands of photography-related articles on the site, including news articles on camera gear, photography tutorials, and much, much more. So take a moment, sign up for an account, and get access to material that will help you take your best shot. And friends, wow, what a day. Again, I'm excited to have, there's a handful of videos that you've seen me shoot this year that have been really on my want-to-do list for some time, and this being one of them. Especially, this is actually more of a timely one. Obviously, it makes more sense to push this one out around the holidays. But again, when I saw all these items, it just triggered all, over the years, one of the common questions that we see, again, over the holidays, is photographers wanting to take their photos, looking for new interesting ways of taking their photos and presenting them to friends and loved ones as gifts. And so I was really thrilled to come up with 12 of these things and with this list here, and I hope you are inspired, and I hope you're able to have an incredible holiday season this year and surprise a handful of folks with some amazing photos that you've taken from the heart. Well, friends, it is that time of the video where hell, I'm going to ask you to do all that YouTube stuff because we always do. So please consider hitting the like, subscribe, and the bell so that you're notified every single time that we come out with a new video. Friends, I'm going to be turning off the camera so you get out there, stay healthy, and take your best shot.